sister Chris is on the ladies professional tour. And he's still looking for that first big win.
Yes, Mr. Norm.
An exciting, loquacious type guy, and I have to call him the Rocket Man, Chris. This fella can throw the ball down the lane when necessary, probably as fast as anybody I've seen since our USA team coach, Palmer Fahlgren. Let's see how he does in his opening match.
Bullet and a scout. What a combination.
Watch the action of the head pin. Hello.
I love it. Now Norm Duke. Just lost to Walter Ray in the King of the Hill. Smooth as could be, but high on the head pin. He's left to 3, 6, and 10.
Duke, once again, is struggling. He missed the pocket 6 times in 11 shots the first game and missed it the first time here. That's over 50% of the balls out of the pocket. And he's a stickler for changing balls, fiddling with his thumb, and I don't see him doing that right now. Once again, he keeps sticking with the same ball, and Duke is a very versatile player. This is interesting.
Oh, okay. McCune with a strike. Duke with a spare. This is our first game between numbers 4 and 3 of the Harrisburg Open Championship. Harrisburg on the lazy, meandering Susquehanna River.
Duke fiddling with his thumb hole and kind of a harbinger of things to come. Last night, Norm Duke only won 2 of his 6 matches with a 144 game in the final 8 games, so he's continuing his struggling today.
No break. 10 pin on the left lane.
Lost indeed is the word for Duke. And what he needs to do, and he knows a lot of things, a lot of tricks. He's trying to finesse the ball in there. Chris, I think he's absolutely just too loose. I mean, you have to step it up one notch when you come on TV, and he's a little too relaxed.
Okay. This is Norm's 50th television appearance. His 4th of 1997. He has a victory, 1 second, and a 4th. Winning in Toronto is now Eugene McCune, a regional champion 3 times. That ball almost took him with it. Nelson?
Thank you, Chris. Walter Ray, kind of an interesting start to a day. Unexpectedly, you came behind, as you usually do, to win a match.
Well, Norm was getting all the breaks that game. I kept leaving ringing tens. I had the 1 bad shot earlier. I left a split. He had a Brooklyn and kept going and breaking down his splits and getting strikes when he did hit the pocket. I was thinking, he's going to get that strike in the 10th frame and beat me, but fortunately I got the break and won the match.
Now, do you have a big edge coming back with a practice game as a title?
I think so. I think the left lane's hooking a fair amount more for me. I've got a good idea how to play the lanes. I've got some practice shots before the match starts, and I have a good idea how to play.
All right, we'll see what the big guy does in about 45 minutes. Chris, back to you.
And Nelson mentioned earlier that Gene McCune unleashed rockets. That last one was that 3 in a row. Now it's a spare up. Norm Duke. Oops. I didn't like them sticking at the line and into the channel, Nelson.
Interesting, Duke sticks at the line, flips it out to the right. Of course, you're playing that extreme outside line. It is precarious, to say the least. But Duke had an incident yesterday, Chris, where he needed a mark to win a game, stuck at a foul line, went over the foul line, and fouled and lost the game by 1 pin to Steve Wilson. And I think he's been conscious of that foul line for the last day and a half. It's affected his timing and confidence.
Good. Glad he came back. 3rd frame. So he'll mark with a spare in that 3rd. Missing with the first shot. So he moves to the left lane. Wonderful guy.
Walter in the interview says this lane's hooking 6 to 7 boards more.
right, strike for Norm. First one in the fourth frame. We're in Harrisburg, where we'll return.
This is my idea.
North. And it's our first visit televising the pros here. And we appreciate this city. Couldn't trip the four. That Mays. Eugene had strung 3 here in the opening match of the Harrisburg Open. In our return of the King of the Hill, Walter Ray Williams Jr. defeated Norm Duke 213 to 204 for $10,000. Okay, Bo.
Thank you, Chris. The man who qualified second, Tommy Baker. Tommy usually worked with us at ABC out in the truck. You have any message for your fellow buddies out there doing the telecast?
Well, at the beginning of the week, I told them I didn't want to work this week. I just wanted one message for Bob, John, and Brian out there. I really don't miss you guys, and it's really been a quiet day because I don't have to listen to Bobby all day long.
And good luck to you, Bakes. We'll be watching the next match. Back to you, Chris.
Okay. Another powerhouse strike coming in the fifth frame for Gene McCune. So this match well in hand for McCune at this point as we look at Duke, that whole approach. Fiddling around, just trying to figure out what will work on this championship pair. Leaving the 2-sleeper 8.
Tough spare, and as our producer Carol Letty noted, that Duke has been fiddling around changing bowling balls, but when that doesn't work, you have to change the game of attack. He's got a shot, he can crank it up, he can move outside and throw harder. He must make a gamble and change something besides his ball. Now, Chris, basically, Duke can do it all. There's no doubt. He can throw the big hook, and he can throw the hard rocket shot that McCune is kind of playing, and it seems to work well because it doesn't hook too early on the left-hand lane where everybody has seemed to struggle. McCune hit that lane, and Duke can feather it down on the right-hand lane. He's going to have to draw on all his match game skills to get back into this contest.
1993 Masters champion, 1994 Tournament of Champions winner.
You know what? He must have been listening to us. If you could see the difference in the speed of the approach, that's where you get your power. He sped up his approach. Watch this, much quicker. Gets a real strong pivot. You see the big snapping hook from deep inside. That's the type of shot that may work for Duke. You might as well try something.
There you see the money leaders, 1997. Parker Bone at the top, Weber second, Walter Ray third, and Norm Duke with 80,320. All right.
Right here, a little deceleration. You try to aim the ball, and this is what happens. The ball hooks too quickly. As we saw in our graph, there's 35 feet of oil this week. You got to keep the speed up.
Gene has earned 29,255 this year.
Well, Gene falls in the category, I think, Chris, of Doug Kent. And I've said Doug Kent is probably one of the great untapped talents out here who could be a superstar. Gene could do the same thing. He has all the shots. He has the experience. He just needs the maturation to make himself a top player. As you see him putting a piece of black tape in the back of the thumb hole. Players will put, say, white tape, which has a little bit more adhesiveness to it. If you're dropping the ball a lot, if you just want to tighten it up and get out of it smooth, use the black tape. It's a little smoother. Let's see how it works. He leads by 31 pins, 7th frame.
In the lead by 31 pins against Norm Duke. More of the match after this. Ray Williams Jr. Okay, now Norm Duke. That's the man that Walter Ray defeated in our return of the King of the Hill. 213 to 204. That's more like it. Norm Duke. 108 to the 6 to the strike up. McCune 139 to the 6 to the strike up.
Duke reaches into his bag of tricks. He threw a cranker shot on the left-hand lane. He's changed to a ball that's about 3 years old that he used earlier in the week. I had the luxury of bowling on the same squad with him this week. He was an early leader. This is a little bit older type reactive resin ball. Let's see if it works on both lanes.
7-10 on the left lane. Speaking of balls, Pete Weber, let's see, used quite a few balls, and then one game decided to use an old scratchy up one and bowled a 300 here.
Well, the lane, Chris, the lanes were very dry, and players were looking for ways to control the ball, and so that's the reason that happened.
Okay.
Just to clarify a rule very quickly, the players can carry as many balls they want on the tour, but they're only allowed 8 bowling balls in the building. And normally if you get down to your 8th ball, you're out of the tournament anyway. Now McCune with a golden opportunity to open up a huge lead.
Yeah, he took advantage of it. Oh, he looks like a real champion.
Well, as you said earlier, his daddy's a real champion. Don McCune won in 1 year 7 PBA titles, was the player of the year of 1973. And Eugene made a, not a unique change, but a change that he likes and some of the other players like on today's light pins, powerful balls. He's dropped to a 15-pound bowling ball, and he feels like he gets more control, less trouble with his hand, and better carry on the solid hits. Right now, he can open up a 51-pin lead.
But left to 2. Satisfied with that.
Well, the situation for Eugene is you see him break up the 2-8, and he's quickly up with another ball to shoot this spare. He wastes no time. Is that he needs to mark out for 228. That would shut out Duke.
Tonight on ABC, no summer reruns here. Nope. It's an all-new night of great new episodes, starting with Lawson Clark, then leaving L.A., and then Edward James Olmos and Maria Conchita Alonso star in the all-new Gun. 3 hours, all new, all tonight, all on ABC.
Sometimes you never see the personable side of some of these players. They're in such a serious environment. And right now, Duke is just out of this match and cracks a little joke with the crowd as he is really struggling. In fact, this match is all over, even by pencil. If Duke strikes out, he has 194. Eugene McCune already has 198 in the bag. Obviously happy with his first game performance. He'll go up against Tommy Baker in the semifinal. Duke just going to have a little fun. What a great player.
Remember, 2 weeks ago, he won in Toronto, the Independent Order of Foresters. Now he's really responding.
Well, it was tears then as he banked about $80,000 that day, and today he's going to go home with another nice paycheck. Obviously, it wasn't his day. He had struggled yesterday and struggled on the championship pair today.
And Karen and Brandon, his wife and son, will understand. All 5 feet 5 of them. Just a delightful young man.
Eugene, you should be satisfied with your performance so far and really have the type of game that can hit this pair.
Looky here.
We're having a little fun here. Duke's going to throw a little trick shot. Let's stay with this one. Huh?
I think it took...
Not the answer, but pretty good.
That was solid shots.
All right.
And to be honest, if you're really for the purist, that's illegal to throw the ball that way because your fingers are not in the holes.
Okay. Duke registering a 180. We'll have McCune's later. As the tip of the week is next, where according to